this and I can't believe it. This man with 2004 frosted tip hair alongside Vin Diesel, and how can we forget about Richard Hammond next to him? But these three hosts of the show Happy Hour Podcast has made the show skyrocket to being third in the UK for comedy podcasts, with the other two being the Joe Rogan Experience and RSK Podcast, with Impulsive being number 8 and number 10 being What's Good Podcast with Mini Minter and Beaver. And with guests on the show getting towards more and more A-list as we go along, it's safe to say that Happy Hour has recently skyrocketed, alright? I mean, I want to say recently, but just the whole of this year, they've been doing so much better than they have the last couple years, alright? In terms of YouTube statistics and Spotify plays, it is clear that Happy Hour is slowly but surely becoming one of the most popular podcasts in the world. But let's take a step back for all you people who are unaware of the Happy Hour Podcast and who Jaackmate, Stevie White and Robbie Knox actually are. So Jaackmate himself is a YouTuber from Norwich who has been around on YouTube for quite a long time, alright? Jaackmate actually had a podcast before the Happy Hour Podcast called the Jaackmate Podcast, although we don't like to talk about that one. But in essence, the Jaackmate Podcast was pretty much the breeding ground for the Happy Hour Podcast in the near future, alright? Before this monstrosity came out of nowhere and the Happy Hour Podcast just went back to the Jaackmate Podcast. Back away, mate. You're not needed anymore. We've got these bellends here. Now, the Happy Hour Podcast was started by these individuals, but has now boiled down to these guys. And if we go through the history of the Happy Hour Podcast, we'll be here for about an hour. Oh shit, no, sorry. That's just for I'm Alex and Jaackmate. But in essence, Jaackmate and co are responsible for the creation of Happy Hour Podcast, and these three guys have managed to make the show what it is today and how successful it has become. His main channel essentially being abandoned or at least uploaded very irregularly. I mean, fuck me, I know I don't have the best schedule here, but Jesus, mate, all this energy is going into the podcast and I love it. I mean, the guests they've had on this year, they've had the likes of Sean Atwood, Ben Foster, motherfucker got Pieface on, Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV, TGF, and the list just goes on and fucking on. I mean, we've got to a point now that even Ian Sterling's gone on Happy Hour. And if you don't know who Ian Sterling is, he comes from a little show you might not have heard of called Love Island. Yes, as much as it is Chernobyl in a series, alright, you cannot deny that the show is extremely fucking popular and actually one of the most popular shows in the UK. Try to say that 5 times fast, fuck me. But even Deborah Meenan's on there, so mate, good on you, Happy Hour, fucking getting the gay guests on. It only took a few years to get rid of the KSI and all that. We got Deborah Meenan in the building, and we've even got a certain video on here that has absolutely nothing to do on my channel whatsoever. But this is the point I'm trying to clarify. Jaackmate and co are doing this on YouTube, and I can't believe my fucking eyes, you know. We've even got the woman behind the Chicken Shop Date. You know Chicken Shop Date, the one episode where KSI was in and we never watched the rest of them. Yes, even though a few years ago we had the likes of Ricky Gervais on, and whilst they did get a lot of views back then, nowadays it is more consistent views, and at this point they really don't give a fuck about the numbers, as they said multiple times in their podcast, which I think really puts them on the map for being successful. They're not letting whatever's trending get to them and affect the podcast, which makes them far more unique than these bellends on the chart. It's like, why are you here? Fuck off, please. I'll give you money. And yes, while Happy Hour in its early stages did have a bit of a rocky start with a certain convention, with the highlight of the show being Jaackmate sitting there eating a bit of fucking candy, but they've since moved on from that and they've certified themselves as one of the greats of podcasts. Now, if you come to this channel expecting me to rip the shit out of Jaackmate or the Happy Hour Podcast, that's really not a lot to do, really. I mean, I might be slightly biased here, but I think they're one of the greats in the UK for podcasts. And it's not like they really give a fuck about becoming one of the best podcasts of all time. Yeah, it's cool to look at, but they're just there to have a good time. They're making enough money to pass by, so fuck it, what's stopping them? But the man has definitely moved on from making commentary videos on Casper Lee. And whilst he does videos very regularly, like I said on his main channel, a lot of it really isn't my cup of tea. A lot of this really isn't my cup of tea, especially this, Mr. Beast sort of video here. But yeah, to sum it all up, I think what Jaackmate and co are doing on the Happy Hour Podcast is a great thing. But yeah, as the title says, Jaackmate's doing this and I can't believe it. Not to get phased on you there, but I can't believe it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I know this video is a bit different from what I usually do, considering usually I beat the shit out of YouTubers with words, alright? I don't physically do it. Susan Wojcicki would not be happy with me doing that, I don't think. Especially with certain YouTubers on the platform, alright? But if you enjoyed this video, there'll be a video popping on the screen right now, so if you like this one, you'll definitely enjoy the next one. Thank you guys for watching, I'll see you guys in a bit.